Jai Janendra, everyone. I welcome you all to this very new series of lectures. And today tomorrow we will be starting a very important festival, a very auspicious occasion of the Selection Mahaparv. In our earlier Jeev lecture series, you all must have heard and learned about this chapter of Jain festivals, where we have learned about festivals to be categorized in two forms. One is periodic festival, the other is eternal festivals. So, this is a part of eternal festivals. To know more about what is dharma, what are lakshan, are there multiple dharma or are there multiple lakshan? All these questions will be answered in this lecture today. And Swanubhuti Didi is here along with us. Very happy to have you, Didi, here. She'll be explaining about what the motive of the Lakshan Parva, what is Dharma, what is Lakshan. So all the Lakshan Parva, she will be taking it at a glance. And day by day, on the day of each Dharma, we will be having the particular lecture. So over to you, Didi.
जय जिनेंद्र एवरीबॉडी। मैं कौन हूँ, आया कहाँ से, और मेरा रूप क्या, संबंध दुखमय कौन है, स्वीकृत करूं परिहार क्या। Today our topic is general understanding of Das Lakshan Dharma. Normally, as we all have seen, that any festivals actually celebrate the victory of good over evil. So, while that's true that Das Lakshan Dharma or Das Lakshan Mahaparva is also one of those, you can say, festivals where we celebrate the victory of good over evil, then what is so different and unique about this? So the difference is this good, meaning of good that we understand is flawed. And even the meaning of evil that we understand is flawed. Now, if we need to understand what is really good for us, usually people think that love is good, harmony is good. People feel that if we are all together, united, that's good for us. But people are united in Nigod also. People are united in slavery also. Love is one side of the coin. Wherever there is love, there is hatred as well. Because if you love something or someone and somebody takes it away from you, then you start hating that person. So what is really good for the soul? Let's understand that. Now, the different definition that Jain spiritual science gives you is, they say that all that is natural is good. So a fire is good if it is hot. A fire is not good if it is cold. In fact, it doesn't exist in that case. Water is good if it is cool. So being cool is good for water and being hot is good for fire. What does this indicate? It indicates that whatever is your dharma, whatever is your natural order, that is good. And whatever is against that is actually adverse. So in case of me or my existence, I exist as a living soul. I exist as consciousness. So what could be my dharma? What could be my natural order? To be conscious. But the natural order of Jeev that we assume is, people feel that to err, to sin, to be angry, to be sad, to be indulgent, to be greedy, to achieve, deceive, to lie, to accumulate, to poke our nose in other people's or other things' affairs. Is this the natural order of Jeev? Do you think this is what Jeev is born or to be, or Jeev exists to be? Actually, the natural order of Jeev is to be peaceful, to be stable, to be self-sufficient, to be content, to be unaffected, to be independent, to be detached, and to be blissful. So my dharma is to be blissful. My dharma is to be detached. And that is my natural order. And we celebrate Das Lakshan Mahaparva because this is the festival where I will be the change I wish to see. I will follow my natural order. This is a reinforcement, reminding yourself all over once again that this is what I am born to be the natural me, not what I am not. So far, I have been going in a certain direction, but that's not what I am inherently made up of. So the meaning of the word dharma is the natural order. Whose natural order am I interested in? The natural order of the Jeev. So what are we celebrating in Das Lakshan Dharma or Das Lakshan Mahaparva? Mahaparva is a great festival. A great festival where you cherish those virtues. Das Lakshan are the 10 ways in which those virtues reflect in my attitude. So the dharma, the religion, the natural order, that's one single what? To be independent, to be detached, to be blissful, to be happy, and to be independent not only from others. This great festival is guiding me to show me that my independence lies in independence from my own weaknesses, independence from my own temptations, independence from our own slavery to the senses. Hence, what we really do in Das Lakshan Mahaparv is we practice restraint. We don't unleash all the senses to whatever they would want to do. We rather deliberately try to control our desires, and we try to control our passions. Now, see, we have to understand, while it is one of its kind festival and it idealizes our real progress and reinforces our commitment to greater us, you know, that version of me which I want to be and that which is going to elevate me. But what we really need to understand in this case is that most of the people who think that festivals are for eating or for drinking or for dressing up well, looking good. So what are we really doing in that case? Are you elevating yourself or you're following your passions? Are you giving in to the desires of the senses or are you in control? So Das Lakshan Mahaparva basically is showing me that stage that I idolize, where I need to be. It is showing me where I am currently. It is showing me how I need to go up in my journey and make a better version of myself. Now, obviously, if something has to come in my attitude, it has to come from within. It's inside out, it's not outside in. So, what shapes our attitude is our belief system. And what shapes our belief system is the way I look at things, the kind of knowledge I gather, and the way I am trained to look at things. So when we talk about these virtues, you must have heard the names of, Uttam Chama, Uttam Mardav, Uttam Arjav, Uttam Shoch, Uttam Satya, Sanyam, Tap, Tyag, Akinchanya, Brahmacharya. So all of these, thus dharma that we are talking about, which cherish forgiveness, which cherish, or we will go through each of them in the slides in another 5 minutes or so. So all of these, thus dharma that we are talking about, they are the ideal form where I need to be. Two components. One is uttam and one is the name of the dharma. That dharma is actually a characteristic, a lakshan, the one of the characteristic which manifests in our attitude. Now, what is uttam? What does uttam word stand for? So, uttam word in Hindi means supreme, which means the ultimate, the best. Now, what is the best? What is the ultimate? What is supreme here in terms of the Das Lakshan Dharma that we are talking about? That form which is at the highest ideal. Now, if I am to look at mostly worldly beings, in whom will this kind of highest form reflect? So it will reflect in the sadhus. When you say Namo Loe Savva Sahuram, the sadhus, the monks, the Jain monks that you see. So they forgive, but their forgiveness is ultimate. In our case, what happens is our goodness is mostly imposed. It's not our attitude. So attitude will always originate from the core belief system. It will never originate from any greed or any fear. In terms of normal worldly beings, if you notice, they would forgive, but they will forgive because they want to look good. So it's greed, isn't it? In a way, I don't want to spoil my image, so I should look great, like forgiving. Or somebody else would at times, not react and say, okay, I forgive you. Why? Because he's scared of that person. He's scared of the consequences. So in normal cases, I mean, when we feel angry towards somebody, it's guided by some other passion. Either that's the fear or the greed, or we may have ulterior motives. You have already become angry once. Now you're trying to suppress it. It's imposed goodness. What is real goodness? What is real forgiveness? When you don't feel angry at all, come what may. Is it humanly possible? Of course it is possible. Look at our saints, look at our monks. Even if somebody were to keep a burning coal on their head, they still don't get angry. It's not that they forgive the person. The forgiveness is another level, the supreme forgiveness, where they don't feel angry at all. They have no complaints, no qualms, because they believe their attitude of forgiveness stems from their core belief system. They believe that none of the other elements can ever cause me any harm. And whatever is outside me is neither good nor bad. So this strength of conviction, that is at the root of all the attitude of goodness in the 10 forms that we are going to discuss. Now, that belief system, how did you get totally conditioned into the right belief system? That happened because of the right knowledge. So when we understood the facts as they are, when we understood the independence of every element, that is what fueled my understanding that there's no point in being angry, that I should not unnecessarily, be agitated looking at other things and feeling that they are right or wrong, whether we should keep them or whether we should get rid of them. So this is supreme. The word uttam, it says that when the roots of your belief system, which is samyak darshan, when the roots of your knowledge, which is samyak gyan, they are right, they are appropriate, then naturally our attitude is reflected in various types of goodness, and that goodness is broadly divided into 10 types that we are discussing here during the 10 days of Das Lakshan Mahaparva. We cherish each of the virtues each day. We try to understand that how do they manifest in my attitude. We try to see the benefits of these virtues getting in my lives. So these virtues, if any normal being starts following, even at whatever level you are at, okay, we have spoken about the monks, that's okay, they are another level. But even when we talk about us who are at the beginner level, so maybe we are not reaping the fruits as high as the monks are reaping, but even we get the benefit which is as per our own situation or stage. So what we should try to do is understand these 10 dharma and understand how they can be in supreme form. We should not crave for the virtues which are post facto, which happen after the bad is already done. We want the virtues which are inherent, which are natural, which are an attitude, and where these problems don't bother us at all. So these 10 goodness reflects in 10 different ways, and we will see how they do. I'm going to share my screen. Just give me a minute. Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay, great. So these 10 religious virtues, thus Lakshan Dharma, thus is 10. Lakshan is the, in different types they are manifested. There are different characteristics. Dharma is one, but they are depicted in different forms. And dharma is the natural order, the normal flow of things as they are. Now, what is true religion as we understood? So, religion or dharma is the true nature of a substance inherently residing within it, like in the case of fire. Fire being hot is inherent to it. What is inherent to me? That is the first decision that we need to make to be able to do any dharma. We talk about religion, we talk about dharma, we talk about, okay, dharma is in, maybe donating, charity. Dharma is probably in helping the poor. Dharma maybe is in, going to the temple. But dharma is actually, the meaning of the word dharma is the inherent nature. And if it is inherent nature of any living soul, so you just have to follow what you are and you are sorted. So these 10 dharam, when we will understand, you will realize that to forgive is our nature. To be peaceful is our nature. Not to be angry or to be greedy or to be unstable or to be crying or to be stressful. So this is a dharma which is relevant for every being at all times, whoever it is, even for an ant, even for an elephant, whatever living soul, wherever, in whatever form. So people usually think, oh, Das Dharam is only for the Jain people. No, it is not for the Jain people. It is for every human being. Who will not benefit by forgiveness? Who will not benefit by peace? Who will not benefit by being stress free? So, what we are talking about is something very universal. It applies to all living beings, and it is the most natural order of the things. So it's something which comes very easy to us. It is not difficult, it is not stressful. How do you attain this? So as you see, the roots are Samyak Darshan. As you see, my belief system is at the core. If I don't believe in it, whatever I do will be wrong. It can be superfluous, it can be temporary, it can be momentary. But without the roots, the tree won't stand. So while real religion is Samyak Charitra, the conduct, the attitude, that is where you will derive all the benefits of your peace. But that peace is not long lasting if it is not based on the right belief system, which is Samyak Darshan. So, to attain our natural flow, I have to believe in it. And to believe in our natural flow, I have to understand what it is. And that is how we will reach the stage where the attitude, which is the charitra, will be totally, totally right. And once our conduct is also right, that is where you start enjoying. That is where you will start seeing the benefits of being religious, of following the dharma. So, what are these 10 dharma? As we said, that we will see in the ascetics or in the monks, it is usually manifested in the best form. Now, talk about a mundane soul. What is so great in the monks, and why are we still mundane, and why have we still never attained dharma? So, the reason is very clear. The reason is, of course, ignorance, which is agyan, as we have been reinstating that what we know is not right. No, this is where the story begins, actually. We usually feel that our problems are that maybe things around me are not the way I desire them to be. But we never realized that it's not the things outside, but the lack of my knowledge inside, my own ignorance, which is the cause of my dissatisfaction. It's not because of the things outside that I feel agitated, but I think that they can impact me. That's my delusion. And that is what is the real reason of me feeling agitated. So, the problem of the soul is that any temporary things it gets associated with, it starts owning it up. It sees the body, it sees the senses, it feels the emotions, or it looks at things around it and it feels that, okay, these are all mine. So we forget our own true nature, which is pure knowledge, which is pure bliss. And except for the real me, everything else I feel are mine. This is my ignorance and this is my delusion. So why have we never attained dharma? Why could we never be in our natural order? Because we did not realize the cause of our problems. Now, what kind of problem have I landed up in? Because of this ignorance and because of this delusion, I have landed in a cycle of birth and death. Do you like to be, pushed from, one life to another life? And in particular, those lives which I don't even like. I don't want to be an ant. I don't want to be a donkey. I don't want to be a mosquito. But I am not in my own control. Because I give in to my passions. Look at what we are doing. I mean, anything we look around us is not in accordance to our desires. And you start feeling angry. You want everybody below you. Our pride is so high. We keep manipulating. We feel others will give us happiness and we keep craving for them. So we are so busy trying to make everything around us right that we are not realizing what I am made up of. And since we are not realizing what we are made up of, and since we are so busy with everything around us, we are trapped because I don't belong there. The trap is not only of birth and death, the trap is of the reactions that we are in. Do I need to react to every situation? No. Is it compulsory? No. But I feel that no, I have to react because that's how I have been. That's how I have lived all my life. So to realize the power that we have, to realize that I am in control, that is what the Lakshan Mahaparv brings on the table. It shows me the power I have. It shows me that I don't need to give in to my passions. I don't need to give in to my desires. Why? Because those are not what I'm made up of. That is not my true nature. So this enlightenment happens when we think about it in a systematic way and we understand what the right things are. Now, these delusions and passions, not only they trap and bind me, but they also cause the bonding of karma. And that has been the situation since beginningless time. So it's not only me who is, doing bad to myself through the passions currently, but also my current passions are ensuring through the binding of the karma that in future also I still be in the same loop. And this is what loop that I need to break. This loop, this chain of bonding is something which I want to get out of. And how will that happen? So there's only one path to liberation, to coming out of this bondage. There is only one way of realizing the facts, the truth, and building on it to get to the right attitude. And that's right belief, and that's the right knowledge, and that's the right conduct. Now, when the right belief and the right knowledge is there, they are the foundational pillars. And you keep building on them. You keep building on them, which means that you keep strengthening your belief. You remind yourself of the same again and again and again. Eventually, our conduct also starts going in the right direction. See, the true religion or the true conduct is actually being engrossed in your own soul. That is real forgiveness. Why? Because nothing else will matter, even if it is present. That is all the 10 dharma in one, because all the religions are included in self deep engrossment. But if when this soul who already has the strength of the engrossment of the soul comes out, and when you look at his attitude, you will see that all of these 10 dharma or 10 virtues, they naturally start appearing in the life of such people. Uttam Chama is supreme forgiveness. As I said, this supreme forgiveness is based out of the true belief that when nothing outside me is conducive or non-conducive, is favorable or non-favorable, then there is no reason for me to be angry. When nothing touches each other, everything is only an object of my knowledge, then I feel at peace, and that is supreme forgiveness. When you already know that all the living souls are the same, basically, fundamentally, we are made up of the same Keval Gyan Swabhav. Nobody is better or worse. So that leads to supreme modesty, because you don't feel superior or you don't feel inferior to anybody. Then what I am inside is what I am outside. I am made up of consciousness, and my consciousness flows outside. So there's no reason for me to manipulate. There's no reason for me, when I have no interest in any other outside things, to actually deceive anybody. So this is supreme straightforwardness. I am sorted. I am straightforward. I have nothing to fear. I have nothing to desire. So why would I manipulate? Then you have supreme purity. And this purity originates from lack of any greed. I know nobody else can impact me, then why would I actually go and crave for things? This is purity. This is real purity, where you are content unto yourself. Not because you have enough, because you know that you don't need anything which already you don't have. So, this is supreme purity. Supreme truth. It's not in the words, it's not in speaking. Supreme truth is the ultimate fact as things are. And the ultimate fact is I made up of my consciousness and I be engrossed in myself and my bliss, and everything is right. This is the fact, the truth, whatever is Sat. Then you will look at supreme self-restraint. Of course, there is self-restraint whereby you are trying not to give in to the temptations of your senses, because that will ultimately only create more problems, more bondage. It is not the bliss that I desire because it is so stressful. But the supreme self-restraint is when you're engrossed in your own self and you are so happy and blissful there that you don't want to come out and indulge in any of the sensual pleasures. So this is supreme self-restraint. You're confined to your own bliss and consciousness. Supreme penance. Supreme penance is when we are unto ourselves, and that intensity of being unto ourselves is breaking all the bondages so far that I have accumulated. This is taking yourself to another level of self-restraint. This is being so firm and happy and good about yourself that you need nothing else outside, and hence you can endure any kind of adversities because they don't look like adversities any longer to you. Supreme renunciation. When I know nothing else belongs to me, then why would I try to own and keep things or possess things? I know I don't possess things. Possessions possess me. It's the other way around. So, supreme renunciation. I already knew that these possessions are not mine, but now I have even given away the attachment that I had towards it, even in the slightest form. Supreme non possession. Because nothing is mine, so I won't keep any of these with me. I am totally self-sufficient unto myself, and supreme celibacy is just going into yourself and remaining where you belong forever and ever and ever. So these are the 10 religious virtues which I want to cherish, which I remind myself of, and which cannot build or sustain without the right belief and the right knowledge. So, my first and foremost reinforcement during these 10 days is to realize that I am living in a lot of delusion. I have to get that sorted first. There are a lot of things which I am not aware of. I have to get my knowledge right first. And once this happens, then these all 10 types of different dharma that we have just seen, they come very naturally into our conduct, into our attitude. And once that happens, then we are already living in a different world, which is very peaceful, very blissful, very happy. And our ascetics are already the torchbearers of these virtues. And looking at them, I can realize that this is what I really want to be. And this is what is my goal. So every year, we celebrate this great festival to remind ourselves of our own power, and we do it the right way. With this, I would like to take your leave today.
Thank you so much, Swanubhuti Di. for this very important and crucial lecture. Your video is off. If you want, you can on it. So I think this lecture was very important because this was a foundation lecture for next 10 days. We are following this Daslakshan Mahaparv since infinity. Since we are born in Jain culture, Jain religion, Jain family, it's very important to know that this Daslakshan Mahaparv is not limited to doing Ekasana, Bayasana, and more, but it is more than knowing yourself. As Didi mentioned, I am sorted, which is kind of a very fulfilled phrase for all of us to learn Akartavat, that I do not require anything, I cannot do anything, I am sorted. So, this is the framework lecture for the 10 virtues which we will be following from tomorrow. And the same day, we will be having the lectures for every dharma, every lakshan, every virtue. And accordingly, we will proceed with this Daslakshan Mahaparva. Thank you so much, Swanubhuti Di. We can proceed with the Jinwani Stuti.
निज निधि निज में बताई, यह अनंत उपकार है। इसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना शत बार है, वंदना शत बार है।
9 times Namo Karma.